Hey everybody, I'm Ryan McCaffrey, IGN's Xbox editor and resident Splinter Cell superfan. I'm joined by fellow Splinter Cell superfan and IGN's news editor Andrew Goldfarb. How are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm a news superfan.
Yes. So we're even better today because we got a release date finally, a concrete release date for Splinter Cell Blacklist, the next major installment of, in my opinion, the best stealth franchise. I know
that's bold.
At least on Xbox. Now, part of the news this time, though, that we want to talk about is that this was already happening, but now it's confirmed. Multi-platform. This game is coming day and date to Xbox, PS3, and PC.
Yeah, and console, because I mean, Conviction came to, it was a console exclusive on Xbox, but there was an iPhone version and a PC version.
Right, iPhone version, we don't need to talk
about
that
that's
right now.
Exactly.
But what's strange that we want to talk about is the actual date itself. We'd been told ever since the game was announced that it was going to be spring 2013. So I think, okay, all right, March it is. Let's get ready. There's about 1 million games coming out in March.
Yeah, March is crazy, and retailers had listed, I think it was like March 29th. I think I had it tagged like end of the month.
Yeah, so turns out no. The game has been pushed back to August 20th, which is strange. Normally you might think, oh, that's a great time because it's that sort of Dead Rising, Saints Row 1, BioShock 1 window where you're out before all the major players. It's sort of a quiet time. You can really own that month. But not this year. This year, it's a little bit stranger.
So this year, this is the latest release date that is officially announced right now.
For anything.
And by months, too. Like, I mean, I think the latest thing we have otherwise is like April or May.
There's The Last of Us
in May.
The Last of Us is May 7th,
on PS3. And I think this is the latest thing other than that, which is just crazy because by this time of year, we pretty much have we're beginning to build kind of a picture of the fall at this point usually. But everyone's surprisingly quiet. I wonder why, Ryan.
I wonder why. So the, of course, great, not so secret is we have 2 next-generation consoles that are due in the fall. And so what we're taking out of this Splinter Cell August 20th announcement is that, what does this tell us? This tells us something about those 2 next-gen consoles because a giant mega publisher like Ubisoft, they know what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they're going to be surprised by the timing of the new console.
They're not like, oh, the Xbox is coming out in November? We're shocked. No, they know what Microsoft and Sony's plans are. And so, to me, this August 20th release date says something. And tell me if you agree with me. And that it tells me that there's no way that they would position one of their major Tom Clancy franchises, one of their biggest moneymakers, Splinter Cell, anywhere close to a console launch. And by anywhere close, I mean within a month or so.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I totally agree. I think like August 20th says to me that like these consoles aren't coming out the first week of September or something because they're not going to be crazy enough to put this game that's been in development. I mean, Toronto has basically been built around this game.
For about 4 years or so, I think.
And
3 or 4 years.
There's no way they would put it out to die. So like I think, like you said, Ubisoft is obviously well aware of the timing of the consoles. I think to me, this says we're probably looking at like late October.
At the earliest, if not probably November, right?
Yeah, like to me, this easily wipes out September from the likelihood.
I agree.
I mean, obviously, it's not like the PS4 and next Xbox are going to come out on the same day or anything, but we're just talking kind of ballpark.
So many millions of dollars are riding on this game, this franchise, that they're not going to just put it up against 2 consoles. Especially, people are going to be saving their money probably for the 2 consoles.
For
so
hardware,
you got to figure we're looking at least a 2-month buffer between this August 20th date that's been carefully chosen by Ubisoft and the next-gen console launches. And in short, I think this game's probably been pushed back as far as Ubisoft is willing to push it back because they know the systems are coming out.
And more importantly, something you brought up that I think is very interesting is looking back at Double Agent. Double Agent was a game that launched simultaneously, or not simultaneously, I guess it was a little bit apart, right? But it launched on Xbox and on Xbox 360 at the beginning of the generation. And it seems like they could be poised to do that again with Blacklist. I mean, this was delayed almost 6 months past when we originally thought it was coming. So
now we don't have, in that case, with Double Agent, there were 2 development teams that did the current gen versus the next gen version. In this case, it's all Ubisoft's new Toronto studio that was built just for this game. Right. But yeah, I think you're right. I think having it delayed out of the spring and all the way to August does really open the door for the likelihood of a ported up PS4, Xbox 720 version to hit. Maybe not this holiday, that might be a little too soon. They might not be able to port it up in 3 months, but maybe like a spring 2014 port up of Blacklist for the next-gen consoles, I think, is extremely likely.
I agree. It's you know, it would fit in with the Splinter Cell mythology and kind of the history of this franchise as well, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah. But. So be sure to check out the new trailer on IGN if you have not done so already. I'm really liking it, actually.
It looks great. Yeah, I mean that trailer, you know, using a lot of like real life footage spliced in. Yeah. I wasn't sure how it was going to look at first, but yeah, I mean we see gameplay footage. There's lots of sneaking around. You know, it's nothing like groundbreaking for the Splinter Cell franchise, but it looks like it's a return to form. Which
yeah, I think we're never going to get back to Chaos Theory, to that raw, pure stealth, or at least not for a while. But this to me seems like a bit of they're moving back towards Chaos Theory, a little bit away from the more actiony elements of Conviction, sort of a halfway between those two games.
But as you pointed out, no Michael Ironside, which is a little disappointing.
I will say it's not a deal breaker for me, but man, the guy has been the voice of Sam Fisher for 10 years, and I think it's perfectly fair for me to really identify with Ironside in that character, and it's been a tough pill to swallow to listen to Sam talk in any of these videos.
Too early to judge, and I'm sure the new actor is a tremendous actor, very nice guy.
Sure, he's a perfectly nice human being and a quality actor, but I will miss Michael Ironside. But in any case, that's what we've been talking about here at IGN today is the hidden meaning behind Splinter Cell Blacklist's August 20th release date. So cross September off your list. You've got maybe a little extra time to save up for your next-gen console. And for all things Splinter Cell and all things next-generation video games, you're already in the right place, IGN.